Hey everybody, it's Ian from UKEartswork.info, wearing my beloved Marshall cap today. Actually signed by Jim Marshall. Back in the day, if you're British and you work in the music industry, you'll remember Carlsborough, based over in Sheffield, and they had a session with Marshall amps once, and Mr. Marshall was there himself, and I got a hat. Yay! Result. Anyway, enough of my reminiscences. This is about Carnet, and more specifically, it's a general information wherever you may be from, but to give you an idea of how Carnets really work in terms of how much you have to pay, about security deposits and alternatives, which means it's not so expensive as it might first appear. Okay, the deal is this. As we all know, a Carnet is for the temporary export of goods and readmission of goods back to your place of origin, wherever you're from. So you would have your Carnet made, produced, paid for where you come from. Now, if you're in the UK, generally speaking, that comes via either a Carnet agent or from the Chamber of Commerce, Liverpool, Manchester, London, etc. And you would pay for the actual Carnet itself. There's a fee. I'm not going to get into specific fees because they all change very slightly depending on where you're doing this. But I'll give you the general principles and the general idea. So the deal is you pay a Carnet fee for itself. Then you pay for having it issued. Of course, you could end up paying extra if it's urgent. Wait for the motorbike to go past. Thank you. So you would pay to have the Carnet, but you could also, and then if you are traveling from the UK to the EU, you will be required to leave a 40%. That's 40% of the value of the goods themselves deposit with the Chamber of Commerce, which you get back at the end in full. Once you come back, your Carnet is all okay. Show the Chamber of Commerce, you get your money back. There is an alternative, which is cool, but it means you spend some more money. And it's this: you pay for your basic Carnet, and then you can do something called a security bond. Now that can be either through a Carnet agent or the Carnet or the chamber itself, and that would normally be a much less expensive way of doing it in order to stop money being tied up. But in the end, it's more expensive because you don't get the money back. Now, on average, and obviously for one-off gigs, this is not a good idea because you're probably better doing the deposit if you can afford it, because it'll cost you £300 or £400 for the security bond. But if you're on tour, you've got a great long tour, and say you've got a lot of gear and you don't want to tie up thousands and thousands of pounds in a deposit, then that's the way to go. So you can either do one of two things: leave a security deposit for 40% of the value of your goods going into Europe, or you can pay for a security bond, which means you don't get your money back. And I'm not going to go into detail on exactly how much that is, but that's the general region: £350, £400 for goods up to 10k, 15k, and then it varies a little bit. So two options: pay your security deposit, get it back in full, but it's 40% of the value of your goods, generally speaking, for musical equipment, etc. Or you pay for a security bond, which is variable, but you won't get that back, but it means your money's not tied up. I hope that's useful. It's as clear as I can make it without getting into massive detail, and I don't want to do that. If anybody wants to contact me, I'll go through it in a bit more detail. There are some links below, and please do subscribe. Take it easy, have a great summer, and into next year hopefully things get a lot better for everybody wherever you might be, and peace in the world, of course, and goodwill to everybody. Take care, bye for now. Ian signing off from UKEartswork.info on Carnets.